It's funny how often I seem to be talking to someone and we're talking about the best quarterbacks in the NFL. You hear the top three a lot, but who's the Mount Rushmore currently? Who are the top 10? Or hey, so and so, yeah, I'd say they're a top 10 quarterback. And it's really just speculation. It's just our thought. If you're your team's quarterback, you probably think they're higher maybe than they really are. If you put together something mathematically to take a look at who have been the best performing quarterbacks. So I decided let's let the numbers do the talking here. Let's put the data together. And I didn't want to just go with this year, and I didn't want to add in too many years of data to really skew things. So what do we have today? The last 2 years. So we've taken PFF, passer rating, and QBR. We've added everything up to discover who are the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. You see the candidates at the bottom of the screen, and I will make a quick note here. If you look across the bottom of the screen, those are the top 10 quarterbacks. We're going to place them on our pyramid here shortly. But you'll notice someone like a Matthew Stafford is not on the list. Well, obviously because of the injury. Some of these quarterbacks are going to be lower than you would think because maybe this year they're having a fantastic year, but they didn't quite have the same year last year. So keep that in mind as we go through the list here. But the 2 years of data gives us some kind of consistency and some true look who the best quarterbacks truly are. And if you've got a guy that's on this pyramid and this is your quarterback, you should be thrilled no matter where they're located. Okay, without further ado, let's jump in here. At number 10, we have Kirk Cousins, Minnesota Vikings. I think he is underrated. Kirk is maybe not the upper echelon, but I mean, he is so solid year in and year out. If you're a Minnesota Vikings fan, I'd love to hear your opinion on Kirk. He doesn't have the flash of, a Patrick Mahomes or that legendary status of a Tom Brady or an Aaron Rodgers, but Kirk Cousins is just always there. At number 9, we have Tua Tagovailoa. Tua, obviously, one of those ones you would think is higher on this list if you're just looking at this year. I know he's had the concussion issues, unfortunately, which have kind of derailed what has been a fantastic year for Tua. Tua is in very good company with number 8 on the list, Tom Brady. Tom Brady, maybe all time, is the greatest. I mean, I think he clearly is the GOAT. Should be number 1 on anyone's pyramid. However, again, we're just looking at the last 2 years. Hasn't had the greatest of years this year, even though as the time I record this, he just had an enormous game with over 400 yards passing and 3 or 4 touchdowns, I think. So maybe he's back on track. And he's made the playoffs again, so who knows what can happen. All right, number 7 on the list is Jalen Hurts. Again, someone that looking at this year, you'd be like, oh my gosh, he should be substantially higher. Maybe Jalen should even be the top of the pyramid, an MVP candidate. But last year's season didn't quite go as well as this year is, so this is where he is slotted. Looking at the data. All right, we move up 1 tier in the pyramid here, the quarterback pyramid, and we've got Justin Herbert from the Los Angeles Chargers, widely known as one of the brilliant young guns in the NFL. You're going to see a few more of those guys as the list goes on here. But Justin Herbert's really had a very good last 2 years in the NFL, very consistent, and I'm sure fans of the Chargers are thrilled to have him. Breaking into the top 5, we have Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys. Dak, again, I don't know if I'd say he's underrated like Kirk Cousins, but he's just always in the mix. He's always solid. He's always good. He's actually always very good. Puts up fantastic numbers. Dallas Cowboys, as of the time of recording this, another phenomenal season, not only for him, but for the team, fighting for the number 1 spot in the NFC. So kudos to Dallas and Dak Prescott. Number 4 on the list, Aaron Rodgers. Again, if you're looking at an all-time list, many folks might think Aaron could be at the very top of the pyramid, or maybe even number 2 after Tom Brady. But an MVP season last year, coupled with a season this year that's down a little bit by Aaron Rodgers standards, by most anyone else's standards, he's having a phenomenal season. But folks in Green Bay, what you've come to expect from Aaron, is just nothing short of sensational. But looking at the last 2 years, putting the numbers together, Aaron still makes number 4 on our list. And as you see across the bottom of the screen, the big 3 are remaining. Kind of what the debate always revolves around, the 3 best quarterbacks in football currently. I don't know if there's too much debate in that. Again, if you're a fan of the Chargers or the Eagles, you probably have some debate on this, or the Miami Dolphins. But to me, these are certainly the 3 best. The numbers have proved it. But what order are they in? And actually, we have a little bit of a surprise here, I think. But let's jump in with number 3. And we have Josh Allen. Josh Allen, I mean, if you said that you thought he was the best quarterback in football today, you wouldn't have a whole lot of argument from people. He is sensational. I think these top three, there's not a whole lot separating them. I mean, there's physical characteristics in terms of the way they throw the ball and some of the things they do, but in terms of just skill at the position, in terms of winning, in terms of leadership, these guys are just so close. It's neck and neck. Any team would be thrilled to have one of these three quarterbacks. You'd be thrilled to have any guy on this entire list. But Josh Allen, a fitting number 3. And here's the surprise. Joe Burrow, number 2. And not that it's a surprise that he's number 2, meaning Patrick Mahomes is going to be at the top of the pyramid. Now, I don't know if there's too many NFL fans that wouldn't agree that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football today. But taking these numbers together, which was PFF, passer rating, and QBR for the last 2 seasons, and adding those numbers together, surprisingly, Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes came out with the exact same score. So then what I did was I looked at the jump from last year to this year, which player improved most, and it was Patrick Mahomes. So Patrick gets the number 1 spot. Joe Burrow for the Cincinnati Bengals, number 2. Again, with Josh Allen in the mix, you can't go wrong with any of these guys. But I will ask you, comment below. Let me know what your favorite team is. Who's your quarterback? What do you think of our quarterback pyramid? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Now keep in mind with this channel, the Football Ranking Lab, we tackle things mathematically, so there was really no speculation in this. It wasn't opinion-based. This was numbers-based. But let me know what you think. Who would be your top 10? If you don't want to go through and type in an entire top 10 in the comments, let me at least know who your top 3 is, or give me your Mount Rushmore. I would be very interested in seeing that. As always, thank you guys for watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you would be so kind, subscribe to the channel. If you don't want to subscribe, at least hit the thumbs up button for us. That would be very, very nice of you. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.